Yeah, it's great. Yeah, when you're bowling, you want things to happen quickly like that, as opposed to in the past. I think sometimes when we've been the batting side, things feel like the game moves really quickly. But yeah, just really proud of how everyone went about it. I thought Nathan Lyon just showed his class. He looked unplayable out there, and built off the back of a great batting day yesterday.
Did you expect the pitch to be like that, and did you expect the second test potentially to be the same?
Yeah, not too surprised with that. I think why you always looked to bat first here. Even on day one, there was a lot in it for us. Wouldn't be surprised if the second game's the same. Yeah, he's always pretty keen for a bowl. First test wicket as well, I think. So he's got 4 now. Actually, similar to Glenn Maxwell conversation, we knew we wanted Trav in the side because he offers, not only batting but obviously bowling.
Not only bat very well, but sort of put pressure on Sri Lanka's spin bowlers to a point where questions are being asked of how well they're bowling, what they're doing mentally, all that kind of thing. I mean, was that either something you spoke about before the series, or something you were hoping to do, just put them on pressure that way?
Yeah, it was. A couple of big words we were using about our approach was being proactive and being brave. So I think you saw some really clear methods from all the batters. They might have been individually a bit different, but you saw everyone being really proactive and putting the pressure right back on their bowlers. So I think that's probably the most pleasing thing. It's probably something you more talk about in one-day cricket or T20 cricket, but I think that's the style over here that's needed.
One thing that you talked about at the start of the test match, this one's completed in under 2 scheduled days, basically. Did you have another sort of term or another way of looking at this series, given that cricket was going to be quite different in the conditions?
Yeah, I think it's managing the tempo, but the tempo is going to be quite different to Pakistan. So, when we're on top of the game, just try and keep that lead, run with it. But if it feels like things are moving faster than we want it to, then just try and wrestle that back. And I think the other big one is just that proactiveness. Rather than it's being a grind, you've got to get on the front foot here. You've got to be scoring runs, ticking over the score rate, because batting, if you're not moving anywhere, you're pretty vulnerable.
And just a word about Cameron Green's innings. I know Woosman said last night that to be able to bat like that on your first trip to hit a pitch like this in a venue like this is something not too many guys get to do.
Spot on. He's always been a fast learner, but I think that's even surprised us how fast he's learned out there. Just from ball one, really sharp, really clear method. I think it's a credit to him and the coaches, how they've worked over the last couple of weeks, speaking to some of the older guys as well, finding his method and then just being brave enough to try it. It's one thing to speak about it, but to be brave enough to go out there. So couldn't be happy for him. I think that's that was the difference in the end. Yeah, really happy with Swepo. A couple of key breakthroughs in the first innings, and there today, top order wickets. So really valuable. I thought he controlled the tempo of the game really well. Also had some batters coming pretty hard at him. So really happy. Thought he bowled beautifully. Yeah, I'm not sure what the latest is on Ash is. He's still kind of monitoring that side. I think we'll take a couple of days to think about it.
Several times today, you seem to make field placing changes or bring on Travis Head. Things just seem to be working well for you. Why do you think it is being so
I think we've got a pretty lucky bunch of players here. Pretty good stock out there. So. I wouldn't underestimate the planning as well. The coaches, the support staff, and the individual bowlers come up with some really clear plans. So out here, it didn't feel like we needed to try and over attack. Protect the boundary, and there was enough happening with the catches around the bat. So everyone felt really clear when we walked out there.
Where do you rate Lyon's spinner in world cricket? He's bowling better than the subcontinent spinners.
Yeah, I wouldn't change him for anyone. I think he's gone into the top 10 wicket takers of all time. You saw him out there. He was unplayable for left or right-handers. I think sometimes coming over here, bounce as a spinner's spoken about as something that's not desirable, but he showed here with that bounce he was unplayable. So he's awesome, and his stamina as well. You just give him a ball from one end and see at the end of the day.
One second. Dave.
Ball.
Dave. Thank you. Scotty.
An element of Australia embracing playing on these wickets a bit more than they have in the past, and like you're playing and being a bit more outside the box, and like you were talking yesterday about wanting to be unorthodox and whatnot. Like, do you think? I know you weren't here 6 years ago and Australia's past, but do you think you embrace these wickets a bit more now as good?
Yeah, it's probably hard for me to say what was done in the past, but that's been a big one for us here, just embracing everything about it. I think in the past you can get caught up in conditions that aren't like Australia and you throw up your hands, whereas here it's, if you want to be the number one test team in the world, you've got to be winning overseas as well. And I think everyone, the experienced guys finding new shots, Starkey working on reverse swing, Gaz coming up with a few new balls. There's so much appetite to learn and kind of be successful on these wickets, which as a captain couldn't be any more pleasing.
And do you think it's helpful? I know Pakistan wasn't but knowing that you went Pakistan, Sri Lanka, you got 4 tests in India at the start of next year, like, does it actually help in some ways that everyone banding together and you can kind of take a bit of a holistic approach?
Yeah, now that we've won a few games again, absolutely. So I think we had Marnus, Travis Head, Cam Green, Alex Carey hadn't played test matches in conditions that are spun this much. We've got a pretty big series next year in India, so this can only help develop and fast track our batters, and Swepson hadn't played in wickets like this as well. So absolutely, this is you learn so much from these tours, and fortunately we'll be learning at the same time as having a win. Yeah, it is. I think it's part of probably the environment that we try and create. So, failure is absolutely okay as long as you're fouling in a way you're happy to be. And I think I wouldn't discount the senior batters in the squad. They've been here. They know what works. All of them have had success on these types of wickets. So having them as great reference points for the younger guys. And then seeing them go out and do it is I don't have to do anything as a captain really. So it's, I think we learned in the past if you're just trying to survive, it's it's not the best way forward.
Go down the end. Sorry guys, I've been waiting a while.
Hard to say. Even the wind at this ground makes a bit of a difference. It doesn't feel like an easy ground you can run at the bowler and try and hit him kind of into the wind for 6. So I don't know. Lino's class bowler. I think however you try to play him, he's going to take wickets out there.
Brett, firstly.
Sorry, can you compare Pat Cummins, captain, in terms of just captaining spin at the Gabba now, like all these months later?
Did a bit more preparation leading into this. Got to think a little bit creatively. I think the game moves a lot faster here than in Australia as well. So finding that balance between trying to create wickets or just try and protect boundaries, knowing that hopefully chances will come. So having Dan Vittori here as well, he's a huge asset. Nathan Lyon's played 100 tests, so he's always pretty clear on his plans, and just there as a sounding board. Yeah, 100%. That's what I try and tell myself the whole time. Stay calm, stay relaxed. The game's happening fast enough. We don't need to try and accelerate it, especially when we're in front. So just holding on, keep the fields and trust the wickets will come.
Nathan Lyon's presence on the field when you're trying to set fields, or even for other spinners, how valuable an asset is that?
Yeah, huge experience. I think this is his third tour here to Sri Lanka. He's learned a lot along the journey, and yeah, always talking about different fields, how he's going to go about it, and even more importantly, he bowls to his fields. You can lock him in at one end and know what you're going to get, and it's high class.
One sort of moment, I suppose, in the Test match over, I think, the first evening and then the second day when you sort of up the run. You lost a couple of wickets. Steve obviously been run out. That was sort of the remaining moment. And then Travis gets out quickly. How satisfying and proud were you to see the way the team responded? We've seen Australian teams probably fall over from that position.
I think everyone stayed really calm, and again, coming in after a few quick wickets, it's easy to come up with plans before the match, but still to have that bravery, especially in those moments, to walk out makes, I think, Cam Green's and Carey's innings is even more special. So I just think it's a great sign for the group. There's a lot of confidence that anyone from top 8, 9 run can score runs, 10 if we need it, and just the confidence not to change your method depending on how the game's happening.
And we saw, I think it was you, Nathan, Dan, and having a chat last week at the hotel before the Test match. How much of this week or this game has panned out for us? I think he was right as opposed to being surprised.
It's probably happened a little bit quicker than I thought, but I think the wicket was similar to what we thought. New spin was going to play a huge role. Probably thought, it was going to be 3 or 4 days rather than kind of just over 2 days. I think that planning with the week leading in came up with some really clear plans for the spinners, and that contributed hugely. Yeah, I have. I thought in Pakistan he was flawless, really. Over here as well, this is tough conditions. I think Nathan Lyon's first ball hit him in the helmet, jumped off a spot. So he's been fantastic, really clean, really slick. Again, another one that's shown that, he comes up here and he just rises to the next level.
Last one over here, guys, Brett.
Sorry, that's slightly unrelated to this, but Jasprit Bumrah is going to start his captaincy career later in the day. Is this just your tribe growing, like us growing captain?
Yeah, I think the world's finally starting to come to its senses, getting a few smart captains in there. No, good on him. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he goes about it. There's no reason whether you're batter or bowler you can't captain, so good to see him have a go.